Perfect.
Okay, we're going to get the numbers that subtract to give us 15. The numbers that multiply to give us 250 are 1 times 250. That's going to be a lot of them. 1 times 250, 2 times 125, which we got there. Ending in a 0, we know it's going to be something times 10, correct? 25 times 10? 25 times 10. Well, guess what? We found the right one that subtracts to give us 15. We don't have to go through every single one of them because we found it. Okay, so it's a 25 and a 10. We need a positive 15. So if it's a positive 15, our biggest one has to be positive.
So plus 25 minus 10?
Right, positive 25 and a negative 10. That's set equal to 0. When we put W plus 25 equals 0, we're going to have a negative number, aren't we? We're going to minus 25. Our width is not going to be a negative number. So when we do W minus 10 equals 0, that will give us our positive. So our width is equal to a positive 10. That's the one we're going to use. So I'm going to jump back up to the triangle. The width is 10. The height of it will be 10 plus 15, which is 25. So the base, or the width, what they're calling the width, is 10, and the height is 25. And if you multiply those out, you have 10 times 25. Remember, our area is base times height divided by 2, so you have 10 times 25 divided by 2. 250 divided by 2 is our 125. What did we forget? We forgot our units here.
Yeah.
These were in square feet, so these will be feet. 10 feet by 25 feet. Well, 10 feet and 25 feet high. Okay, our third problem we're going to work on. We're going to have something that has to do with sports.
Can I look at the very bottom? Oh,
Sure.
yeah, because I didn't feel this time. Let me get the last.
Give you a second to look at that. How about if I hand it to you now?
That's okay, I got it.
Okay. In sports, it says on this word problem, in a sports league of X teams, that's the number of teams, in which each team plays each other twice. So each team is playing each other twice, or 2 times, okay? The total number of N games, N will be your total number of games. It is given by this formula. Here's your formula. X squared minus X equals N. Remember, the X's are your teams, and N is the number of games. I don't know why we don't do T and G, but whatever. Okay, so if it says here that Maggie's basketball league plays a total of 240 games. Remember, this was our total. So the total number of games is 240. And so it says how many teams are in the league. So when we solve for X, we're going to know how many teams are in the league. Can we have a negative number of teams? No. That's something that can't be negative. You're going to have 1 team or 2 teams. You're not going to have negative 2 teams, right? Okay, so when we solve it, we're going to want a positive.
The imaginary.
Those are
Yeah,
the
imaginary
most-
teams, yeah. Okay, to solve for 0, we need to subtract 240, right? Minus 240 equals 0, because that came out to 0. Okay, they're going to subtract. When we factor this, the minus here says they're going to subtract to give us the coefficient, which is a 1, or negative 1 actually. They're going to subtract to give us 1, so we want them to be consecutive numbers like 9 and 10. 9 times 10, 11 times 12. 240. We know it's 24 times 10, but that's too far apart, right? It'd be 12 times 20, 20 times 12. We need to
How
pick
about 8?
8 times 30.
Yeah.
I think we're getting farther away. Maybe a little bigger than 12, because this is 22 away, right? This one is 14 difference. This is
15 and
8
16.
difference.
15
15 and 16?
is 240.
That's a good one then. 15 times 16 is 240? Because it had to be somewhere between, no, it had to keep getting bigger, because the smaller this number got, the bigger it got apart. So we had to get bigger than 12. So that's good. 15 times 16 is the correct one. But we don't know which one it's going to be yet. If there's going to be 15 teams or 16. We need to put our positive and negative numbers in here. Okay. We need a negative 1. So which one's going to be negative?
16.
The biggest one, 16. When we solve these, x plus 15 equals 0, we'll subtract 15. That's our negative number, right? So it's not 15. X minus 16 equals 0. We add the 16, and that gives us our positive. So there must have been 16 teams. Okay, we have another sport type thing, but it's not a formula. Here's a word problem. It says the product. What is product? Multiplying, right? Okay, it says the product. Oh, is it time again? Go ahead and stop it and start over. Might as well have it all in one. Did it say capture on it now?
That's right, and stop.